I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I would beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the fifth round. It's your boy, Steven Musteris, as always. And, man, UFC 276 was just such a wild fucking fight card. You had your ups, you had your downs, you had your finishes, you had your no contest. You had a lot of shit going on. Fights backing out, last second replacements, as in like Barberina and Lawler going up to, the main card. A lot of flipping around. And I thought the entire fight card was going phenomenal. Clearly, you had the O'Malley, Munoz, no contest. It was kind of annoying. But then it goes right back to it. Brian Barberina's knockout of Lawler was sick. And then clearly, we had the Max Holloway-Volkanovski fight was phenomenal as well. I shouldn't say phenomenal, but it was a phenomenal performance by Volkanovski, which I just broke down. And then now this leaves me, which I'll probably lead it into just these two fights into one video. And, man, we see Alex Pereira come out. He's had all this hype around him just because he's beaten Israel Adesanya twice in kickboxing. One was a vicious knockout. And then you got Sean Strickland, who we can go on forever about Sean Strickland. Not the nicest guy in the world, but a great fighter. Kind of starting to get really good on the mic. Really funny type guy, but very, very good fighter. Very good fighter, just relentless out there. And it was finally time. I was kind of sitting there like, look, I'm believing in the hype for Alex Pereira. I think he's got the knockout power. So I was kind of like interested to see, because Strickland does this thing where he stands up and he's just always yelling at the guy, trying to get under their skin. And I think he fell in love with his hands too much. And I kind of had a feeling that Alex Pereira would get a knockout or a TKO or something. But, man, I did not see it the way that was going to happen. He looked phenomenal. Beautiful knockout. Don't want to spend too much time on it because it was so quick. I think it was only a couple minutes into the fight. Just all around just looked amazing. Added some scariness to it. And then, we took a little break, watched the Volkanovski dominant performance of Holloway. But then, now it's all eyes on Israel Adesanya at this rate. It seems like the UFC's been trying to get the Pereira-Adesanya fight forever. I mean, it's finally something cool. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, now all the UFC, Dana White, Sean Shelby, all these guys, they're fucking excited. Alex Pereira just won, just got a beautiful knockout. There's almost no denying him a title fight. And I was sitting there kind of laughing. I was like, man, if Cannonier spoils Adesanya's and the UFC's plans right now, this could be nuts. But it was all eyes on Adesanya at this rate. Cannonier comes out, and the next thing you know, it's the word around town right now. Adesanya comes out as The Undertaker, does the dopest walkout ever. I'm a huge WWE fan growing up. WWF, WCW, all of it. Huge wrestling fan. And for that, it was one of the coolest things ever. It was how serious he had it. The urn had Jared's name on it. He just had this like overwhelming, just like bold face, just stuck like just I'm coming, I'm dedicated right now, I'm gonna fucking destroy. And I was sitting there, I told my friends when he was walking out, I was like, oh, he's serious about this performance of the night that he wants, and he doesn't care about belts anymore, he cares about performances. And I was like, okay, this is it. He's gonna have a nasty knockout or something. No, I'm not going to sit here and dog either of them. I thought they both put on a lot. They showed a lot of heart. I thought Cannonier looked amazing. Don't get me wrong. He definitely didn't win the fight. I definitely won't say that. I thought he did win the third round. I thought just the control time on the cage and whatnot was enough, and just kind of kept Adesanya from firing off. But, man, it was just tough, dude, because on one hand, you're super impressed by Adesanya's defense that he has now. It's just it's so hard to hit him, and it's so hard to deal with. And then his length and everything. And then fourth, fifth round, I thought he lullabied me to sleep. He knew he had the win. Took the gas. Took the foot off the gas pedal. I don't know, man. It's just tough because it's easy to sit here as a fan when it comes to guys that we consider maybe one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters ever, probably the most entertaining, maybe the best striker ever, and then they put on these performances like this. And I'm not breaking news here. A lot of people are saying this, which I was thinking instantly that night, was just like, man, that Jan Blachowicz loss that Israel Adesanya took really ruined his willing to be exciting when it comes to fighting. Like, he knows how to win still. He knows how to be smart. If anything, it made him a smarter fighter, which nobody's going to knock. But when you're sitting there yourself trying to say you're one of the most entertaining fighters ever, you got maybe the best knockout power, whatever, you got the best finishing rate, all these things that he likes to say, and a lot of people love to say, like, oh, Stylebender's the best striker ever in the UFC. Like, when you're trying to be that, and you're trying to be the GOAT, and you're trying to do all these things, it's easy. Like, yeah, we're going to sit here and kind of poop on your performance. Like if, just for the example, like if Robbie Lawler that night would have done that against Brian Barberina where he just looked good, the defense was there and stuff, like, yeah, this isn't a title fight, this isn't a main event. He looked phenomenal. That's a great performance. That's a Mayweather performance right there. You got the defense, you kind of turn up the offense just enough to get the round, but your defense is good enough where you're going to win it regardless as long as you're active, and then you just kind of take the pedal off the metal because you know what I'm saying. You're sitting there, you're ready. You're usually, you got the dub. You're rocking it. And yeah, it was very upsetting, especially when the only other comparison that we have is Anderson Silva, who is the highlight reel of highlight reels. Like, I know everybody's kind of used to his last couple of performances when he kind of started to die down, his losses to Weidman. I get it. It wasn't that exciting then, but still, his performance again, Bonner, I'm going forever. I literally shouldn't even have started naming them because I can go on forever. His Vitor Belfort knockouts, Rich Franklin knockouts, Chris Lieben, his debut, the way he knocked him out, just Dan Henderson finish. I mean, good God. Anderson Silva was on a tear. Yushino Kami, all these fights that he was doing. I guess you could sit there and knock his Damian Maia performance where Dana didn't even put the belt on him because it was so boring and he was just trying to make an example of somebody. But, like, no offense to Adesanya, he's just not that person. I'm not hating on him. I think there was a very clear route recently, not only because of the Jan Blachowicz loss, but just the way he's been fighting, kind of so like timid and kind of scared. Not scared, like he's not afraid of these guys, but he's just like, he knows the only way he's going to lose is if he gets a little too wild and like maybe lets go of a takedown or something and bam, he's on the ground again, he's on his back, because that's definitely the only way you're going to technically beat him. And I don't know. I just think it's a clear path now. Like Hamzat Chimaev, I feel like would do some work to him. Not even trying to be funny here. A lot of people could hate on me here, but like there was a time when Khabib was winning and he was the champion that I really wanted to see the Khabib tour. I came up with it. I had it all the plan out and everything. I wanted to see the Khabib tour. I wanted to see him try 155, which he got. I wanted to see him go up to 170. I thought he could have beat Usman. It's just a wrestling match. And this is before Usman was in his striking, dude, like as he is now. But I thought Khabib could maybe give Usman a shot there. I think Khabib would ragdoll Israel Adesanya. As long as he didn't get kicked in the face or something and actually got in there, I think he's destroying Israel Adesanya. So, like, you got these guys out here that if they're good enough at wrestling, like, I know we've already seen it, but I don't know. There's a clear path to beat Adesanya now. Not saying it's going to happen, but I don't know. It's tough, and I think this performance might hurt him against Alex Pereira. He's very vocal about how his last two performances have been very boring and very just and he's felt off. And I think this might hurt him against Alex Pereira now because he's going to go in there a little more excited to get a finish and to please the fans. I mean, I don't know if anybody noticed, but the man got booed. He got booed winning the fight. In his post-fight interview, it was getting booed. And it's just, I don't know. I can just see it really hurting him. Like I said, I think he might come out here a little too much, keeps himself open against Pereira. I think he's got stuff to prove against him too. Like I know in the press conference, he was talking shit back and forth with Sean Strickland, and Strickland kept bringing up how he knocked him out. As in Pereira knocked Adesanya out, and then Adesanya was like, "Oh, you didn't watch the fight? Like I had him on skates a couple times. Like, yeah, you had him on skates, but you still got knocked out. Like I get it, but he's got a lot to show. I really think so. Got a lot to prove here, not only to the fans, not only against Alex Pereira, but himself. And I really think it might be the downfall for him. I still think he could easily beat Alex Pereira. It just depends on what Izzy we get. And if we get another Izzy who comes out and maybe just like, which it's hard to see against Alex Pereira because they're both kind of the same body style and everything, but if he does come out and just kind of plays it smarter, leg kick, couple jabs, because his jab did look good the other night against Cannonier, but still, if he comes out, kind of gives the same bland performance and somehow gets past Alex Pereira like with a decision win, I think we might see Adesanya go from from the main event to co-maining from now on, because I just don't think the excitement's there anymore. I don't think anybody's willing to sign up to watch a Adesanya fight as heavy as we were, as Paulo Costa finishes. It's just all around. I feel like he's got these guys where he wants them, and I guess Brunson finished fucking phenomenal. Like, it's just, I think he gets them where he wants them now, and I think he just pulls off the pedal, like I've been saying. Like, the man had Cannonier pretty tired, and I think he probably could have started pushing the pace a little bit and giving him different looks, and I think he probably could have rocked him. And I don't think he could have got him out of there necessarily, because Cannonier is such a tough guy, but just a little more firing power. Like, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and bitch, because Adesanya would beat the fuck out of me, but it's just saying from a high-level MMA perspective, and the guys that want to be the GOATs and shit, like, for guys that are just here just to get a name or just to do whatever and just collect money, like, that's a great performance. But for the guys that are out here trying to be legendary and try to be reminded or remembered as, the GOATs of their division, like, yeah, that's just not going to cut it. So, really excited for this Alex Pereira fight. I don't know where Jared Cannonier is going from here. The man's 36, 37, I think. Might even be 38 still. Looks phenomenal. I thought he looked amazing. Didn't take too much damage or anything. Just kind of was just a little too long. Just couldn't get it done. Couldn't get him down. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for I don't know, maybe him and Strickland go at it. I don't know. But regardless, I'm here for the Alex Pereira Adesanya fight more than I thought I would have been. I still kind of was sitting there thinking Strickland maybe could have made it really ugly with takedowns and stuff, but here we are. A couple days later, we can't even be sitting here talking about anything else. This is what happened. It's clear cut. So I think in a couple months we'll probably see the Adesanya and Pereira fight, and I can't fucking wait. But this has been the 5th round. As always, your boy Steven Musteris, and I hope you guys have a great day.